Hello guys, welcome to part 3 of our burger tutorial, and in this part 3 we're going to be staging our scene and adding camera and light to our scene. Now let's proceed. So now we have our scene here already and we have our burger in the plate. So we can come to this place that we have camera, and if we toggle on this camera view, so we have our scene stage, but I don't want this camera view. So to go out of this camera mode is very simple. You can click on it back again and you are out of it. Or you use the shortcut key on your keyboard notepad. So if you click 0 on your keyboard notepad, you've come to the camera mode. And if you click 0 again on your notepad keyboard, you are out of the camera mode. But what I'm going to do is that we're going to come to the front view and say 1 on our notepad keyboard. In our front view here, we're going to click Ctrl Alt 0 on our notepad keyboard, Ctrl Alt 0, so we can stage our camera facing our front view. And I'm going to say G on my keyboard to grab, and I'm going to bring my mouse downwards to stage this burger. So now I'm going to left click to activate that. So I will select my backdrop and say S and X to scale on the X axis. So what I'm going to do next, I'm going to add light. So by default, there is just only one light in our Blender scene. So if I select this light now, I can come to my manipulation tool here. I can bring this light downwards. I can push it forwards on the Y axis. And if we come to our render engine, first of all, let's make this transparent. So come to your render engine here and come to Film, and let's activate transparent. And what we'll do next again, we will change this from viewports here to our render viewport. So we'll click on our render viewport so we can see our scene properly and see our light is reflecting with our burger. So I can see 1 on my front view again. I'm going to bring this light downwards to this point. And if you watch now, we have a very big shadow here, which is not looking that good. So I'm going to push this light to this point here. So what I want to do, I want to set what we call 3-point light. And I'm going to duplicate this light. I will say Shift D to duplicate this light. I'm going to push this other one to this point. And if we watch now, we have 2 shadows reflecting here and this place. It's because these 2 lights are very sharp. But what I'm going to do is that I'm going to increase the radius of this light. So I'm going to come to my object data properties here. I'll click on this light here. I'm going to increase the radius. And if you watch now, this shadow here is beginning to fade out because of the bigger the radius of your light, the softer your shadows, and the smaller the radius of your light, the sharper the shadows. I'm going to push this light a little bit upwards. I'm going to select this light and I'm going to make it 500 watt and say enter. So this light now, you're going to take away this shadow from this end, from that end. So I can click on my camera mode again and see how my burger is looking like in my camera view. So I can still add one more light at the back. Can select this also and push backwards a little bit. I'm going to select this light again and say Shift D to duplicate. I'm going to release by left clicking. I'm going to push this light to the back. So this light will be at the back of my burger here. So I just want something shiny at the back of this burger, something very bright at the back of the burger. So I'm going to push it downwards a little bit. I can also make it 400 watts. So what I'm going to do next is very simple. I'm going to select this plane here. I'm going to change the color. I want it to be kind of looking bright. So I'll come to my shading again. So I'm going to change this my blue backdrop to something looking very light. and I think something looking like this. So this is okay. So now I'll go back to my layout again. So I have something looking like this, and I can select this light, and I think I should make it kind of 200 watts. It's looking so bright. 200 watts is okay. I can select this light and change the color to a little bit looking like purple. It's looking like purple, very light purple. And I can click on my camera again to view my burger once again. So I can just check for any adjustment, and so now I can render now. So my scene is staged already, and so I'm going to go to do some few settings also. Come to your render engine, and come to where we have color management. Click on color management, and now let's go to what we call filmic. Set at filmic is good, and the looks here it says none, so we're going to click on this and change it to high contrast. So this now gives us some depth on our burger, and that's pretty nice also too. So now we have our, so now we can also reduce some light if the light is much. We can also reduce some lighting. This is much also. Let's make this 50 watts. Since our backdrop is white, kind of white, so we can make this 50 watts. That's okay now. So now what we'll do now, we're going to change our render engine from if to circles. So now let's stage our scene back. And I can select this camera also and say G to grab and move it a little bit upwards. Yeah, okay, like this. And I'm going to change my render engine to circles and click F12 on my keyboard. So to render this image is F12. So if you click F12 on your keyboard, you can render your image. But I'm just going to change this from render engine to circles and click F12. So I'm now in circles. I'll click F12 to render. Now we have our render finished. So this is our render. Once you're done with setting your stage, you can now click F12 to render. So we are back on our viewport. So if this has helped you, well, please kindly like my YouTube channel, subscribe to my YouTube channel, also make some comments, ask some questions. You can follow me on Twitter, you can follow me on ArtStation, and you can also WhatsApp me also and send in your Telegram message also. So thanks for watching again. Hope to see you more in my channel, and also I'll be having a bike model coming up next, how to model a bike with 3D Blender. So thanks for watching again.